You're sitting in a room. You reach for a red cup on the desk. Outside the window, a bird sings. The experience feels completely seamless. The walls hold their color, the floor supports your chair, and it feels like it is completely assembled, stable, and waiting for you. We tend to operate as if we are passive cameras, simply recording an objective reality. But if your conscious mind actually had to feel the exhaustingly complex neurological labor required to process this exact moment, estimating causes, integrating sensory streams, filling in blind spots, you wouldn't be able to function. You would hesitate at every doorway, paralyzed by the sheer volume of data. Cognitive science shows that perception is not a transparent window. It is a highly active, heavily edited construction process where your complex nervous system completely hides its calculations from you. That profound sense of direct, effortless contact with the world around you is actually a biological magic trick. It is an evolutionary mechanism, a successful omission of information that offers a coherent environment so you can actually live your life. Take that red cup. We talk about redness as if it belongs entirely to the object itself, like a property waiting to be collected by your eye. But the physical cup doesn't carry color in the form it appears within your consciousness. Color is an event. It only arises through a specific relationship between wavelengths of light interacting with matter, bouncing into your eye, hitting your photoreceptors, and triggering a sharp, colorful neural spike inside your brain. The same relational logic applies to the bird singing outside. The air vibrates, but those physical pressure waves do not contain music. Your ear catches chaotic air pressure, and your brain translates those signals into the subjective experience of pitch, rhythm, and melody. Reality is not passively recorded by the body. What appears before us is a live, continuous collaboration between the physical universe and human biology. Because this collaboration happens so fast, the timeline of how we perceive the world is actually backward. Your mind doesn't wait for all the sensory information to arrive before building your experience of the room. This relies on a framework called predictive processing. Instead of building reality from the bottom up, your brain constantly generates top-down expectations. It uses your history and memory to guess what a room or an object should look like before you fully process it. The primary job of your actual senses is to send back a prediction error, a signal highlighting a discrepancy. Your incoming sensory data is mostly there to correct the model when your brain's guess is wrong. Neuroscientist Anil Seth describes ordinary perception as a controlled hallucination. We are constantly generating our reality from within, but that estimate is tightly tethered to constraints from the physical world. This predictive engine also applies to your internal emotions. A racing heartbeat is just raw physical data. Your brain uses context and prior learning to predict whether you are experiencing intense fear or sudden excitement. Now, place a dog or a bee in that exact same room. Because of their unique sensory capacities, they inhabit their own Umfeld, or lived environment. They are generating completely different, equally valid, controlled hallucinations based on their biological needs. The world we live in is highly curated. Evolution designed our nervous systems to aggressively filter out the vast majority of physical reality, providing a narrowed view that supports successful action and survival. Hearing that everything you see and feel is heavily mediated can feel destabilizing. If our brains are constantly constructing the scene, is anything actually real? There is a massive difference between a world that is mediated and a world that is imaginary. The fact that perception is constructed does not grant the mind unlimited authority to invent whatever reality it prefers. The physical world pushes back. A bridge is a constructed concept, but it must still answer to gravity and material strength. You can interpret a dark storm however you like, but rain will still fall, and a stone thrown through a window still shatters the glass. This leaves us with a delicate balance. The world we perceive is completely real, but it is not reality in its entirety. We have to avoid two intellectual traps. We cannot blindly trust our human senses as the absolute objective truth of the universe, and equally, we cannot cynically dismiss the world in front of us as a meaningless illusion. Recognizing the limits of our perception shouldn't cause existential dread. Acknowledging the constraints of the biological apparatus we use to judge the universe creates space for true intellectual humility. Simply because we lack the sensory equipment to perceive a feature of the universe, it does not prove that feature is absent. We can trust our senses to navigate daily life, while gracefully accepting that reality owes us no simplicity. The world is vastly richer, stranger, and larger than the tiny sliver we are equipped to see.
Thank you for watching. If something in this resonated with you, then you're already closer than you think. If you're ready to go deeper, there's a link below to my book, Nothing is Only One Thing: Quantum Reality, Buddhist Emptiness, and the Mystery Beneath Appearances. This isn't theory. It's a framework you can actually use. Tap the link below and step into it.